3 days. That is all that separates you from August 12th, the most extraordinary single day the sky has delivered in decades. A total solar eclipse in Leo, a 6-planet alignment before sunrise, and the peak of the Perseid meteor shower after dark. If you've been following this channel through the Barbalt basket and into eclipse season, you already know what's coming. You know the significance. You know the scale. But knowing is different from being prepared. And being prepared is different from being positioned. Most people are going to experience August 12th by accident, reacting to what the eclipse does in their lives without understanding what's happening or why. A smaller group, the ones watching this right now, are going to experience it consciously, with intention, positioned to receive what this day is offering rather than simply absorbing what it delivers. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to give you the 3 specific things to do in the next 72 hours that make the difference between those two experiences. This is the final preparation window. Let's use it. Before we get into the 3 things, if this channel has been helping you navigate this extraordinary period, hit like right now. It takes 1 second and it helps this reach more people who need to prepare before August 12th. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. The eclipse video on August 12th itself is not one you want to miss. Now, 3 days. 3 things. Before I give you the 3 things, I want to clear up the most common misunderstanding about solar eclipses, because it's causing a lot of unnecessary fear and a lot of unhelpful avoidance. You've probably read somewhere that eclipses are dangerous, that you shouldn't start anything, sign contracts, make decisions, or launch projects during an eclipse. That something bad is bound to happen. That framing is folklore, not astrology. A solar eclipse is an amplified new moon, a beginning that is heightened in significance. It marks a pattern worth reflecting on, not a verdict about your future. You keep your free will. The eclipse does not take anything that was truly yours. It clears the stage for what's next. And here is what makes August 12th specifically extraordinary beyond its astronomical scale. The eclipse doesn't arrive into an empty sky. Jupiter is already in Leo, the planet of expansion, abundance, and amplification, sitting in the same sign as the eclipse. The Sun and Mercury are there too. The eclipse lands in a month already tilted toward warmth, creativity, and the appetite for recognition. What eclipses touch, Jupiter amplifies. What Jupiter amplifies, eclipses make permanent. This is not a day to hide from. This is a day to show up for fully, consciously, and prepared. Which is exactly what these 3 things are designed to help you do. Thing 1, identify what is genuinely complete. The first thing to do in the next 72 hours is identify what has run its full course in your life and be honest about it. Solar eclipses close chapters. Not by force, but by illumination. They make it impossible to pretend that something still has life when it doesn't. The relationship dynamic that has been on life support. The professional direction that no longer reflects who you are. The version of a story about yourself that you've been telling long past the point where it was true. The eclipse doesn't close these things for you. It illuminates them so clearly that you can no longer avoid the closing. If you do this work now in the next 72 hours, you arrive at August 12th as someone who has consciously chosen what to release. The eclipse then confirms and completes that release with unusual finality. If you don't do this work, the eclipse will illuminate it for you on August 12th, and the experience tends to feel more like disruption than completion. Here is the practice. Tonight or tomorrow, sit quietly for 10 minutes and ask yourself one honest question. What in my life do I already know is finished, that I've been maintaining out of habit, fear, or loyalty to who I used to be rather than who I am now? Write down what comes up. Don't analyze it. Don't justify it. Just name it. That naming is the beginning of the conscious release the eclipse is asking for. Thing 2, declare what is beginning. The second thing is the counterpart to the first, and it's equally important. The solar eclipse in Leo is not only a closing. It is the most powerful new moon of the year, an amplified beginning that carries the full weight of Jupiter's expansion and the Leo stellium's creative fire. What you consciously begin in the window around August 12th, the intention you set, the direction you choose, the version of yourself you step into carries an energetic momentum that intentions set at ordinary new moons simply don't have. But here's what most people miss. The beginning needs to be declared before the eclipse, not just wished for on the day. Because declaration is what transforms a desire into an intention. And intention is what the eclipse amplifies. In the next 72 hours, write one sentence. Just one. Not a list of everything you want. One sentence that describes, as precisely as possible, the beginning you are choosing to initiate with the energy of August 12th. It should be specific. It should be honest. It should require some courage to write, because if it doesn't scare you slightly, it probably isn't big enough for what the eclipse is offering. Write it. Read it out loud. And hold it as your conscious intention going into August 12th. The eclipse will amplify whatever you bring to it. Bring something worthy of the amplification. Thing 3. Know where the eclipse lands in your chart. The third thing is the one that most people skip, and it's arguably the most important of the three. Everything I've described so far, the release and the beginning, is general. It applies to everyone. But the eclipse doesn't land in the same place for everyone. The specific chapter that is closing, the specific door that is opening, the specific area of life where the eclipse is most concentrated, that depends entirely on your personal birth chart. The eclipse occurs at 20 degrees Leo. And 20 degrees Leo falls in a completely different house for every rising sign. For Leo rising, it's your first house. Identity itself is being reset. For Scorpio rising, it's your 10th house. Your career and public mission are at a turning point. For Aquarius rising, it's your 7th house. A key partnership is being permanently reshaped. For Taurus rising, it's your 4th house. Your home and foundations are being restructured. If you don't know which house the eclipse is activating for you, you are preparing for something without knowing where it's going to land. Like preparing for an important meeting without knowing who is in the room. And here is the additional layer that makes this even more personal. If you have any natal planets between 15 and 25 degrees of Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, or Taurus, the eclipse is making direct contact with something in your chart. That direct contact means this eclipse is not background energy for you. It is a foreground event with a specific, personal address in your life. You need to know that address before August 12th arrives. Here is what I want to make absolutely clear before this video ends. The three things I just gave you, naming what's complete, declaring what's beginning, and knowing where it lands, are a framework. And frameworks work best when they're applied to specific circumstances. Your circumstances are specific. Your chart is specific. The chapter that is closing in your life is not the same chapter that is closing for someone else watching this video. The beginning you are being invited into is not the same beginning. The area of your life where August 12th is most concentrated, that is uniquely, precisely, personally yours. And here is the urgency that I want you to feel genuinely. You have 3 days. The eclipse arrives whether you're prepared or not. Whether you know your chart or not. Whether you've done the work or not. The difference is not whether the eclipse happens. It's whether you experience it as something that happens to you or something you participate in consciously. Moon reading gives you a free personalized reading built around your exact birth date. It shows you precisely where the August 12th eclipse lands in your chart, which house, which natal planets, what this chapter is opening and closing for you specifically. And here is something I want to say honestly to this community. This channel has been tracking one of the most extraordinary astrological periods in decades, from the Barbalt basket to the Lion's Gate to the eclipse, because of the trust you've placed in this content. There are 2 ways to support what we're building here. The first is free, hit like and subscribe. The second gives you something back. The link in the description is your free moon reading. It costs you nothing. When you use it, it helps keep this channel going. And what you receive is the specific information that makes everything we've covered in this series personally meaningful for your life. You get clarity. We get to keep making this content together. 3 days. Do it before August 12th arrives and the window closes. 3 days from now, the sky goes dark at noon. A chapter ends. A door opens. An identity is reset. And whatever you have been holding that no longer belongs to who you are becoming, the eclipse will complete the releasing of it whether you are conscious of it or not. Do these 3 things before August 12th. Name what is complete. Be honest. Write it down. Declare what is beginning. Be specific. Say it out loud. And know where it lands in your chart. Because the eclipse is not arriving at a general address. It is arriving at yours. Drop in the comments, which of the 3 things are you doing today? And if you already know which house the eclipse is activating for you, tell me. This community has been tracking this cosmic story together since the Barbalt basket. Let's walk through the eclipse together too. Share this video with everyone who has been following the eclipse series. They have 3 days to prepare. Don't let them find out after the fact. Until then, 3 days. Use them.